was
Ah!
so confused.
Really? What? What?
I was so confused there what I was getting dragged into.
Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome back to Minor Illusion, a bunch of gamers who sit down and play Dungeons and Dragons. Sorry about the long start. Some of us didn't finish work until very near the session and had to eat. That's me filled up, ready to get these next 5 hours of D&D sorted out. I like everybody's faces light up there. As usual, down below, minorillusion.co.uk for all of our links, include our Discord community, which is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There's so many people. You guys have spotted it, haven't you? There's a lot of people joining recently. This is so good. And we're probably going to see some more people in chat soon. The viewership will start to grow up a little bit. We've also got a Discord, a top of Discord community. We've also got a Gamekeeper's extension, our merch store. We also have, on top of all this, our free stream pages for YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Twitch, not Twitter, that doesn't exist anymore. And also, how to use remote controls. Yep. Like that. Yeah, see, I'll pop it in the other camera so you guys can see it. So, the other thing is, I was just waiting for it to become available so we can actually glide into it nice and smoothly without feeling unprofessional.
So let's try and fill up this awkward silence
There we go,
without
she's
just David being
probably ready now.
giggling.
And
My
also
apologies.
a link to the MS Society. Lorna, what's happening on that one?
Oh, for God's sake.
Literally wait for you. It's better to go
My
into it, but no, you're
apologies, I was
distracted.
a bit... Sorry, what have you got on your shirt there?
Me?
Aye. Oh, right, sorry, I thought it said B-Day. Like...
What?
Like, as in, like, an abbreviation for birthday, because I just saw the B and then the day. I thought it was a thingy.
We bought... No, you didn't actually buy this one, that's right.
Subtle
Aye.
background advertising that it's your birthday coming up.
Wow.
Exactly. I forgot to get my, like, a wee party hat out. MS Society, so not much on the MS Society website, but there has been news on the BBC website and the Sky.com website and Apple News, because everybody and their granny's been sending me this bloody article, which is a load of bloody rubbish in my opinion. This is where my kind of skepticism with some of the research that gets done about MS will come out. So my apologies, ladies and gentlemen, but this is not going to be this is not going to be a
This is the
unbiased
This is the next 5 minutes
thing.
of ranting that she always
Yeah,
gets. She gets off her chest
exactly.
now. She can become... No, she's warming up to become Alvivore. Just getting the pent up frustration.
Yeah.
The goblin now.
Yep, honestly, this is where I must be in a tiny wee ball of rage. So, scientists apparently cracked the mystery of how the MS gene spread. Now, I'm thinking, well, like, it's not necessarily a gene. That there is a strong potential that if your parent has it, then you might develop MS as well, but it's not a hereditary gene. It's not like your redhead gene or you're having a recessive gene for green eyes, that kind of thing. So basically, this study was done to try and figure out why MS is more common in certain parts of the world, because it is more common to come across in northwestern Europe compared to southern Europe. And researchers from Cambridge, Copenhagen, and Oxford University have spent 10 years delving into archaeology to figure out why. 10 years of research where they could have been looking at nice vases, they could have been looking at architecture, Could have been looking at the evolution of like your technology. No. We're to feel special because they've discovered that the genes which increase the risk of MS, again, I don't think so, entered into the northwestern Europe about 5,000 years ago. I don't know about that carbon dating, via a massive migration of cattle herders called Yamina. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, but the Yamina came from Western Russia, Ukraine, and Kazakhstan and moved into Europe. And apparently, this gene was to effectively help these herding people have an advantage to protect them against diseases from their cattle and sheep. How?
Sounds like irony.
I'm thinking, exactly how was this meant to be helpful? What part of this was meant to be helpful? Yeah?
Give me a favor.
What favour do you want? No, buddy.
No.
I've been interrupted mid-rant to go and get a toy. Story of my the joys of being a parent. But yeah, like I'm thinking, I'm sorry, but like don't get me wrong, like see if that is where it's like you originated from, great, but I'm thinking no, that's kind of grasping at straws, thinking that it was meant to be some sort of like superpower. Because if so, how did they know to get into that profession? Did they just line them up at the starting day? Like, okay, everybody, listen, I'm only going to explain this once. See these things over here? Sheep. Right? See these things there? Cattle. Form an orderly queue and we'll give you your MS gene so that you don't get sick off them. Honestly, like how is this like your thing? And apparently this research is gonna apparently like be used to build on the origins of autism, ADHD, bipolar disorder, and depression. And I'm thinking, can we no try and find an origin for everything? Can we no just accept that it's here now and try and help treat it and make people's lives better now, rather than going, oh well, we're sorry that like this is the matter with you. But did you know that it's probably because your ancestor used to do this? It's like, bugger off. How is that helpful to anybody? It's interesting as somebody that's had no like your struggle with half of this stuff. So honestly, apparently it's linked into like your some sort of like your Alzheimer's thing me about how we can digest milk and dairy products as well. I'm thinking that. I
Even our
don't know
Mike
whether or
has
not.
given up on her.
I know fine well like I'm ranting about nothing, but genuinely like I just don't find any value in that particular research. If you find value in it, then good on you. But I just think like of all the things that you could have researched, this is no the thing that I think you should have been investing your time in. 10 years and that's what you've came up with. Like I'm sorry, but I just feel like the cynical old gran at the end of a big presentation that goes, is that it then I? Like just immediately crumbling the accomplishments of these intelligent people just by going that. So yeah, if you fancy checking out this article, it's on the BBC News website and it's in the health section if you fancy having a read through it. Maybe some more intelligent people that are a wee bit distance from the subject will find it more interesting than I will. But as always, go mssociety.org.uk if you want to get involved in fundraising, like learning more about how MS actually works from somebody that isn't absolutely mental, like if I'm being brutally honest. And yeah, like just remember, be kind and support people that you love that are struggling in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't have to be with a disability, doesn't have to be with like anything in particular, doesn't even need a label on it. If your friend's struggling, just be there as a decent human being and do what like you can do to put that little bit of goodness and karma into the world. And back to you, Lima, because I feel as though I've ranted on for about half an hour. Sorry,
It
everybody.
felt like half an hour, I'm not gonna lie, but no, it's only been about a couple of minutes. Insights in my last 15 years. Anyway,
Shut up, you cheeky git.
So another thing is it's Blue Monday. Remember, reach out to anyone, friends, family, your neighbor, anyone who, if you feel sad, depressed, or anything negative, reach out, find someone to talk to. Even there's even services to phone that you can phone. Just go on Google and search them up. Who you can contact. I just see the temperature outside. It's -4 degrees. That's freezing.
Aye, I've been telling you it's cold.
Technically, it's
-7
below
tomorrow for
freezing.
me. But I know in Canada, someone I know had -30 today.
What, Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Celsius.
Oh, aye, that's right.
It's-
Fahrenheit's higher, isn't it?
Well, here's the thing. See if you get to 40 negative, it's the same.
When I was coming home from a concert last night.
But yeah, technically it's below freezing because 0 is the freezing point.
Yeah, -3 just now here.
1 degree.
Not
Also-
looking forward to the snow tonight and then snow all day tomorrow with -7 for 2 days. Yeah, cold here.
Oh, it's gonna be snowing tomorrow. Oh, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna have to bring
We've
my
already
boy
got
home.
snow.
How's the weather over your side then, Callie? Just to make all the rest of us jealous.
It was 4 degrees Fahrenheit this morning, actually,
Bucks
and it was -1. So 32 was our freezing point, right, in Fahrenheit, and 0 degrees is your freezing point. So basically a 32-degree difference, but then you have to add like this math equation. I think it's 0.5 they have to multiply it by. I have to look it up.
So it was about -30 for you as well.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
cold. And it's unusual because I live in the southern part of the US, so it's usually really warm here.
Oh well. Speaking of warm and cold, I think I need to jump into the next session of a very tropical but also wintry session. Let's jump into tonight's episode of Dungeons and Dragons: Fire Illusion. And welcome back, and boop. There we go. She's back on. For some reason, your feed always comes up last, Luna.
That sounds like a US issue, David, because it's all going
No, that
through
sounds
your
like a
feed.
US issue.
Nah, sounds like a you issue.
See,
You could have used like an intermediate streaming machine that's an ingest station and gives the same latency to all video streams,
That's okay.
but you didn't, so it's a you issue.
I'm saying it's a US issue.
Isn't
Hmm.
Twitch based in the US?
Yep.
Mhm.
But you got to go to
Probably.
Ninja
Yeah,
Town.
but your video feed is coming to us, and then it's going back to US.
Oh,
Well,
that
actually,
would do
it's
it,
going to
yeah.
it's going to the video format that we use. Then it's coming to us, well, me particularly, and it goes to you and everybody else, and it goes to Twitch.
Yeah.
through-
And
A
I'm
game of
sure
ping
it probably
pong.
goes to, some European ingestion for Twitch, and then all through to
I have
all
to
of
ask.
yours.
I have to be critical here, just before we go into the recap. Why does this been tasting so awful recently? It doesn't taste anywhere near as good as it used to be.
It's not tasted anywhere near like it used to since they
No
changed the
idea.
recipe.
I mean, I drink this stuff, so
I mostly drink this
The
stuff.
extra's tasting better these days.
Right,
this is
start-
better
I've
for
got
a
the
while.
normal Amber here as well.
Oh, I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to having in a couple of weeks. So, Fanta pineapple. Like honestly, you guys, you have the elite Fanta pineapple. So
Oh, last time. Blue Eclipse will continue to delve into the ant colony, making its way to try and capture a pupae
You're
or
breaking out there.
they capture a pupae or larva. There we go. to progress with their hunt. The tournament, but with a bit of exploring and a bit of relocating and a bit of feeding, but we managed to reassemble, pick up one of the little babies and, well, kidnap it through a gate portal, pop in a bag of holding, and then take it with you back to Austral. Except when you return to Austral, you arrive on a island on the beach, somewhere that none of you recognize. But to everybody's surprise, including most importantly Mantras, a kit, young Tabaxi, was spotted at the tree line just further inland, and and then you have this unusual sense of being watched. Listen, will
No.
not get out of this.
Yes, I will.
Roll me a d20.
No. Fine. Okay, actually, David, tell me one or two.
Oh, there's an offer in Twitch chat to roll it.
oh,
You know what, Ducky? Go ahead.
All out of
So,
this. Funny when the cast can blame himself.
Oh, there's a BRB with it. Damn.
he needs to get his dice, that's why.
Yeah.
You just give him a dice. You did.
19.
19! Fantastic! Just
Thank
will be
you,
so upset
Ducky.
to get this. So I actually just need to do 2 little rolls myself.
I won't be unhappy because it wasn't me that rolled it.
But what if you get a legend right for the person that rolled it?
Then I get a free magical item.
So, okay. So as you lay on this beach, it is still a bit of light rain, but it's also pretty cold. Love this music so much. No, in fact, no. Sorry, reduced precipitation. It's not raining anymore. First time in weeks for you guys. It's not been in rain or snow. It's still cold. Not very cold, just cold. However, the happenings is more fun to talk about. come to it later. So, Petra, the little one seems to, you see the leaves in this quite dense jungle area. Just go, and then with the kit running off, you do not see anything else along the tree line with your early perception.
Okay. And how's everyone in the group looking? Is everyone still here? What sort of condition are we looking?
All 5 individuals are present and accounted for.
5?
And that'll be
You look
total.
over, you see total taken away.
Okay. And the strange thing is still in Farron's bag. Okay. Oh, sorry, my bag.
What?
My stuff's in Farron's hat, and
Goodbye.
my bag of holding has was it a pupae or whatever it was.
So, what would you 4 like to do on this beach? It's not raining for once, and it is a bit cold. As for the time of day,
Does it
oh my shit, that's for the time of day. We're pushing probably evening.
Okay. And is everyone still absolutely covered in muck from the...
Some of us actually took a swim when we landed here.
That's
We landed
right.
in the
yeah.
water.
Now we landed
Yep.
a bit wet.
That's where it turns out it was piranhas.
Don't even joke.
Nah, fish wasps.
This is
Look
where
there.
Alvevar gets
Well-
a phobia of the sea now.
If
Please
I
stop ruining
see-
things.
If I see people's clothes are all soiled and stuff from the ant situation, I'll
Everyone
use
is
prestidigitation.
very dirty right now. With the
I
greys
just
going,
have dirt on me though.
clothes, face, hands, everything's all blackened. Greyed mud.
Well, I'll get myself sorted first then. Prestidigitation. Just spotless and dry.
Same
Let's spend a
here.
bit of time for station. You're perfectly fine to go ahead. What about you, Free? What else you want to do? Aside from trying to get the water for the 2 that are in.
I'm trying to make myself clean. As
Gotta
well.
get myself out of the water.
Also getting out of the water.
Toto is currently walking around with his coat completely after shaking it all the water off. Looks about 3 times his normal size.
I just go up to him and give him a wee scratch behind the ear, going, "Oh, who's my big ferocious wolf?"
Should I use sending and let Cyborg know that we are back on our moon and he won't be able to see us in that nest?
Are we on the moon? I look to the sky. Do we see the planet?
You do see Volara above you.
Okay.
I'll do sending just in case he's.
Might be worth it. We might want to take the lava, whatever it is, out of my bag before it suffocates. But at the same point, I also don't want to. I don't know, be seen as bringing this aggressive creature here because no one will probably know what it is.
Why has sending disappeared off of my spell list? I did have it.
Before you.
Yeah, but I never unprepared it. That makes no. Yeah, I blame you, Ducky.
Poor ducky.
I've never unprepared sending. I've always had that.
You don't have it showing up. You still have the ability to take it.
It's not showing that I do it anymore. So I'm looking at being able to prepare it, but no. That doesn't make sense. Sorcerers can get sending. I've not had to use it for a while, so I've not looked at it because I know I did have sending.
No, it's not even showing at all in your spell. This is weird.
No, like I know I've used it in the past.
Yeah. Weird.
Spells. Don't have it included there. I didn't need it there.
Currently checking sorcerer spells
Is
on
it-
D&D Beyond.
I'm gonna check the spell list for
Sorcerers, I've just
Abermind.
checked that. I don't think they got it from that.
Yeah, Abermind sending.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, it's a you get it at 5th level sorcerer.
Yeah, and sorcerers can't get it any other way. Yay.
Oh.
That's fine. Maybe we'll find a sending item that can help you, or you're gonna have to rely on somebody else to have sending from now on.
Do you want me to do it for you?
I actively tried to do the spell and then realized it's not fucking working. Anyone know how to do sending?
To that point.
Well, we could just teleport back.
There is that option as well, but is that the first cat person you've seen him? Or no, we've
I
seen.
have never seen a child tabaxi before.
Yes.
I would probably like to spend a little bit of time here if possible.
Actually, no, I won't be mean. I was gonna say roll D9, but never mind. I'll just see what random third level spell you would cast. But I won't do that because there's a few fireballs in there.
So how about we rest up here and then we go back tomorrow?
If we're wanting to be logical about it, I have still the capability of teleporting right now. If we wanted to, we could pick up a stick, and when we've got a bit more time, we could always try coming back here.
Oh, I don't know what's here. I just saw one tabaxi, but
Exactly. So if it's piqued your interest, when we've got time, we could always technically come back here.
it does make sense. It is also late in the night, late in the evening, and we'll probably need to camp up before we head back. So we could slightly scout here, see if it's worth a while, and then head back because we're going to have to camp anyway.
Okay. Malara, are you able to use sending?
Yeah, I can do it for you.
If you can let Cyborg know, we'll be a wee bit longer, and then we'll be back to meet up with him then.
Yeah.
Before you go, where do we say we are?
We can't really tell him where we are. We don't know
I've
where
no
we are.
idea where we are.
There's but yeah, Malaric, just remember, when it comes to sending and receiving one, 25 words, because I think you tried to continue talking when you replied to me last time,
I did.
and I didn't get the rest of the sentence.
I just wanted to see how much it would bug you.
It did.
Good.
It was surrounded by bugs.
So
Yeah.
it quite literally bugged me. In more than one way.
So, how much information would you like me to reveal to Cyborg?
Well, we've not really anything to hide at this moment in time,
Yeah.
and we've not broken
I mean,
any rules.
literally, we teleported away in pretty much the only way we could easily do so, which involved a couple of plane jumps.
So,
But we do
Yeah.
have the target, if that counts. If he's somehow able to come to us, then there we go.
so be as creative as you want.
Okay.
Maybe I should have summoned him with this thing before we came here.
The fire
Do you
rock.
want to summon him before I do sending?
I can't summon him if we're on the same plane.
Oh.
That would have been so funny seeing his face randomly appear in a plane of fire.
As a Hydra's coming.
Yeah.
See how he comes up and the Hydra's pokes him in and goes, "What the fuck did you bring me to?"
Yep. I mean, we would have passed the mission faster, maybe, possibly, hopefully.
Are you casting sending or?
Yep, I'm casting sending. Okay. She casts sending and says, Cyborg, we have the target. We teleported twice, but don't know where. Going to rest.
You tomorrow?
I want to see what his reply is first.
You can't until you
You've
finish.
got
Do.
8 words left if you want to add. Probably wrong on that now. Don't have to, you spend it.
We'll try again tomorrow.
Love you,
That's
bye
what I'm
bye.
Yeah, that's it.
Frankly, go fuck yourself.
So, a few moments pass, and you eventually hear, good. It's good to know that you haven't killed yourselves. I was monitoring y'all when you were going in. That would definitely made me spill my tea when I was watching the feeding. But you used the object to teleport away, I noticed. But I will wait here for your return, and then once you have returned, then we will head back to town. Take too long because I am running out of supplies. Probably a bit more
She
than
turned.
25.
She turns to the rest of the group. Apparently, he got sick watching the feed, but he saw that we teleported
Fates?
away.
Oh.
apparently.
What
Sorry,
happened
he
in the
got
nest
sick.
stayed in the nest.
What
Yeah,
fate?
He saw the feeding.
What happened in the nest stays in the nest.
I take it I don't want to know.
You might want to know. I don't want to talk about it. Especially with someone else upchucking when it was happening. So,
That'll explain the meaty stuff on yous when I saw yous.
Go talk about it.
And Toto.
Seems like
Toto's
Toto was
always
having his
covered in
own.
all sorts.
But he'll wait for our return tomorrow.
Cool. So we should probably head further into the forest where that kit went. Try not draw too much alarm. We might need to let our guest breathe a little bit before we head off. And I open the top of the bag to let some air in.
So, take a moment if you wish to proceed anywhere, or stay put while you gather yourself.
Shall we go into the wood line a bit? See what's going
Yeah,
on.
I think so. I do feel like we're being watched, so don't look aggressive. Do we need
Yes.
an excuse?
An excuse?
I don't know for being here. I don't know whose land it is.
We literally landed here randomly. That is
Yeah,
the
true.
excuse. No point in trying to make it even more complicated than the truth.
Oh, we'll see.
Lara's just going to take some mental note of that.
Well, it's easier telling bits of the truth than it is giving a full out lie. Because some people are easier to tell that they're lying than others. So,
Oh, I can usually not tell, so yeah, true.
and I can usually tell a lot of the time if someone's lying.
So, as you progress to the tree line, it is quite dense. You're able to start making your way through, but even for you, Mantra, this is proving to be quite difficult.
Okay.
As if you're trying to push through crowd. So, with your earlier roll, this huge ass document up.
Ba-dum-bum.
Make sure I'm choosing the right one here for you guys. Okay. So as you progress into the jungle itself, the canopy seems to completely block out the starlight above you. The foliage in this area seems to be mostly a shade of blue. You see little strange particles whistling through the tree lines very quickly. Like little wisps or little sparkles that emanate, dance around some branches and then just continue to dance through the canopy itself. To continue to walk through, it becomes difficult to walk through without stepping on a branch or root. But you continue in an almost aimless direction. So who's leading this fray?
Probably me. Unless anyone else wants to volunteer.
Who's got the best survival skill?
Mention you said to look friendly, like I think you're the most friendly looking out of the lot of us, like yeah, in terms of if it's a group of tabaxi.
Well, we don't know. Could just be one. Or an
True, though.
illusion. We don't know. Like, we saw an illusion in Farron's the teleport.
with Mantra mentioning illusion, how close was the child from where Farron was?
150 feet.
Okay, I wouldn't be able to tell with that then, because I've got if I was within 30 feet of it, then I would have been able to tell instantly if it was an illusion or not. Could be. Are tabaxi not common in this time?
I don't know where we are, but I have only ever seen like what 3 tabaxis total, other than myself.
Is that more or less common from back when I was more alive? If that makes more sense.
My first time.
Yeah, my first life. Would when I was in where I was from, if I came across any tabaxi, or no, or were they
I
still
think we
as
had
scarce as they are now?
declared. I think we had declared that you hadn't seen possibly any before.
I couldn't remember if we had or not. I know at the point when Farron had no memories, I know I definitely hadn't.
Yeah.
That was a question towards you, Mr. DM.
Sorry, repeat your question. I thought you two were just interrupting.
No,
It was
I
out
asked.
Out of game question.
Sorry.
I asked in Farron's first life, before everything went to shit, had he ever seen any tabaxis before? If so, were they more common back when he was originally alive, or were they less common during them, or about the same amount of
You
rarity?
actually have never really encountered many tabaxi in your extended lifetime.
So just as scarce or scarcer back then?
Possibly. Quite possibly. This is scarce.
Okay.
You would
Okay.
also notice them more just now because you're traveling with a tabaxi.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they were well. I believe they were just as rare back then as well. So yeah.
Cool. So, as you all continue filtering through this jungle, so, deeper you get in, with these little lights that spiral around trees, dancing around them, almost like little flies, and they seem to be the deeper in you get, they seem to be more closer and getting closer and closer to the ground. The canopy itself probably extends to possibly about 60 feet above you, possibly higher in some cases maybe 40 to 70 feet. And as you get closer, these wisps, these little glowing entities seem to just circle around and give you passage. They definitely seem to avoid you as you all walk through.
See
Do you think it's... On you go.
I was just going to ask. So the effect that you're saying, does it look like it's wisps? Does it look like it's just a magical effect particle?
Sure.
Is it coming? Is it coming within 30 feet of me?
Yeah.
Okay, I do have true sight if it is a creature.
It is definitely not an illusion. They're definitely there.
Okay. Did you say do perception? Yeah.
If you want to have a look, you can make an Arcana, Nature, or Investigation check. Depending on how you try to dress this. Is this a creature? It's Nature. Is this magic? Is Arcana? What is this? Is Investigation?
They're all pretty much the same. Let's just go with Arcana.
There's a magical effect.
So that is a 16 in total.
Seems magical. Not quite sure if it's a spell or a magical effect. They're very similar to dancing lights, but for the amount of these you can see, given the fact that you're seeing hundreds of these all around the jungle, it's not likely to be somebody casting dancing lights and cantrip. This was that many people casting.
Anyone know what these floating things are? Because I don't think it's a spell.
Not sure.
I'm just cautious in case it could zap us, kill us. You know, new place. Overly cautious.
I get that.
I would like to try to determine the nature of them.
But they seem to be avoiding us.
Nope. That'd be a 6 in total.
6.
I was going to
Spell
see
of
if it.
some sort. You have no idea.
I'm wondering if it makes any sense to climb a little bit and look over the canopy, see if we see much.
Well,
If there's any structures, you might be able to see them, and would give us a direction on where to go.
Climb up a tree.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll climb up a
It's
tree.
big enough for you to climb on with ease. It takes you a few moments, but you do scale up. And as you approach the top, make a perception check. It can
Guidance.
be from above the bottom of the tree.
Out of range, I'm guessing, for guidance,
No,
but...
you got it.
You've got it.
What's guidance give me?
Plus a D4.
D4.
Because my guidance can go distance.
And I'm like, is it worth using my inspiration for this? Because that's 21.
Okay. So as you peer out, the canopy is mostly still around you. It's blocking a lot of view. You do spot a large mountain, possibly a volcano at the center, at the heart of this island itself. It's quite vast. You're probably seeing... where is my actual thing? I had thing up for a second ago. There. Not there. Yes, there. From
sorry,
your...
man's asking to go to bed, so I'll be back in a bit.
From your perspective, Mantra, this island is probably 24 to 20 or 30 kilometers, so miles across its widest. You do spot some things that also tilt your head. Strange things. Hear it? You do spot at the heart of the jungle, closest to the mountain, a perpetuated shroud of eerie darkness. You spot near the coastline, just a bit to your left, a sea foam growing, emanating along the shoreline. You also spot near to the side of the mountain a plateau. Creating a font of white-ish energy that's basically billowing up into the sky. Not very high, but it is like a fountain of energy. And you also spot what looks to be a bit of a desert to the south, with looks like things moving around in the desert itself. The desert's probably about a mile wide, but there's things walking around, black
Does it? Hard to tell from here, but the things walking around, do they look like they're walking on
can't
two
make it out
legs
from
or
here.
four?
You can't even
Like,
make
is
that
it
out.
vertical things or flat things?
They're more possibly large to medium, maybe small creatures. Very difficult to see from this range.
Okay, I was just trying to guess the size of the blob, like if it's taller than it is wide, or if it's wider than it is tall. But that's fine. Looking at the top of the mountain, is there any smoke or anything?
Not quite active.
Okay. I'll relay what I can to the party, I think.
Are you climbing down or are you yelling?
I'll use message and send it to Farron.
And you're briefed in so many words every couple of seconds. I'm going to do wondrous view.
Okay. 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 To each send a message I get.
Yeah. Is there anything you want me to take a closer look at from here? It's hard to tell, but I think the darkness looks strange, and so does the white energy. Not sure what's causing the sea foam, but we don't have time to investigate everything. Do I see any smoke coming up from between any of the trees?
With your perception, yes, you spot 3. One not too far away, maybe half a mile away. You spot one near the plateau, just off the side of the mountain from the plateau area. And you spot another one which borders to the desert.
Okay. Can we? I think we should maybe travel to a small smokestack that I can see just half a mile away, and then I'm going to start climbing down.
I let everyone else know everything that I was told. Looks like we shouldn't be too long before potentially getting off the island. But that energy thing seems interesting. Or at least sounds interesting.
Indeed.
So the smaller smokestack? Then yes. No? Do we go back to the shore? Do we leave?
I'm thinking the one half a mile away, the small stack, half a mile away, that I was mentioning just before I climbed down.
Yep. Okay.
Because there's a good chance that's a camp.
Okay. Everyone else okay with that?
Yeah.
Unless you want to stay inconspicuous and just leave as much of a space untouched as possible. I just can't shake the feeling of being watched, and I'd like to know what's possibly watching us.
That's fair. Just obviously we are a bit on a time scale, and we were already a wee bit late as we were, so just trying to keep us on track to an extent. So if we wish, we can go to that smokestack and try and get back, because yeah, I'm pretty sure we kind of had a job we were meant to be doing.
You begin climbing down, Mantra?
Yep.
As you go to do so, as you pop your head back down beneath the canopy, you spot an arrowhead literally pointed right at your nose.
An arrowhead?
Yep, and you barely see it, but you do realise there's a figure holding a short bow to your face.
Hello? It's a strange way of saying hi.
You're the one that is a visit.
What?
You
You
cut
can-
off halfway through
you-
soon.
Yeah. And this
We
time we
can't hear
didn't
you.
even get a single thing.
Not even sure why that's happening.
There
but
we go.
You are the visitor. And are you? Right?
I think
You
that
keep
was,
cutting
are we a
off.
threat?
A threat to who? We don't randomly attack people, if that's what you mean. Or point bows and arrows at someone's face.
I don't recognize you.
Well, I've
Which
never been
village are
here.
you from? Oh,
Not that I recall. Is it a tabaxi? Yeah.
give it an opportunity to actually have a look at him. Yes, it's a male tabaxi. About 5'11", with a soft spotted golden fur with blue eyes.
Oh, I like your fur colour. Sorry, it's probably very inappropriate here. I don't see many tabaxis where I'm from.
Island. So you're not from the other villages.
There's a problem.
Visitors from every now and again. Island.
We can't hear you.
We do see visitors from now and again, people who become shipwrecked and like to call this place their home.
Okay. So do you just let them stay when they call this place for home?
Anybody who wishes to join our community is welcome to do so.
And what's involved in joining the community?
Contribute. Hold down, and he stares at Beth and goes, and goes, you do look a little.
I can't hear you. You keep
You're
cutting
cutting
I don't
out
know
at the
why.
very
'cause
last
I,
word.
I
his
think
thing
you're
is,
going too
I've
quiet
watched
for
it
your
there.
mic.
My cuts out when my voice gets really low and soft. You
Mm-hmm.
do look familiar.
Familiar?
Yes. Coat patterns, your demeanor. Really, but I don't recognize it entirely.
As far as I'm aware, I've spent 23 or so years in the mainland.
For years. I haven't heard of Tabaxi leave this island for more than 23 years. Tell me, are there other settlements of Tabaxi where you're from?
Sadly, no. I had only recently discovered who my mother was, and that she was obviously she was a tabaxi, but I had only recently discovered that as part of an adventure I'm on.
See. Your friends?
You can trust them if you just don't attack them or point bows at their face.
Your enemy here. Fine. And he drops down. Literally lands between you all, and it's another tabaxi. You've never seen this one before. It's not mantra. And goes, greetings. Alvor, tabaxi has ambushed mantra and the canopy. A quick exchange and seems to be all fine. And he's now dropped down and landed between you all in a surprising way.
Okay, cool.
Literally just now. So he just greetings.
So you're from that nearby village?
He's stopped talking because he's dropped all the way down.
Well, I thought I was still coming down.
Alright, you see him down, catch up. while you're just doing a bit of skill, you have a few moments to quickly exchange things if you guys want, after suddenly having the tabaxi drop right in front of you.
What the fuck? That's
Hello.
how you get fucking how.
I'm quite fine, thank you.
I'm looking at
Okay.
everyone.
Looking at each of you.
Hello, did you just come from that tree up there?
Indeed, I've met your friend up there who is currently scaling down. Is not quite adept to leaving from the canopy. Welcome to Puna.
Here now.
And your travelers, I presume you're here to stay?
Well, the one that you were speaking to, she's our leader at the moment.
Well, I guess eventually I get down.
Yep, you've managed to catch up.
It only takes me like 6 seconds to climb that, so.
My leader, the leader of all of us on this island, is a wonderful entity, a being called Vorful.
You mean a person, right?
Oh no, he's a god. Texas Island is with enchantments. Lived in
Yeah,
And
can't hear
does
you.
he
harmony.
welcome?
What?
You said protects us the island of his enchantments, and then you kept talking, but we couldn't hear.
It always protected us, as far as I can remember. I was born with under his protection. He's kept us safe for many generations. Surely must have heard of him before. He's a powerful entity.
Sure.
Have I heard anything even remotely similar to this deity?
Make a
In
religion
any-
check.
Guidance. Because I'm gonna fucking need it. Yeah, that's a no.
So you get
6.
don't recognize it.
So how many tabaxis are here?
Several hundred thousand, maybe. We don't usually census our population, but there's usually a couple of there's a couple of hundred tabaxi, possibly over a couple of thousand of us on this island.
And yous never want to leave.
We're happy here.
Okay.
Besides, there's no ships on the island to sail away, so we can't swim anywhere. Nearest,
I guess I can swim only a certain distance. After a while, it gets too exhausting.
I mean, the nearest island is probably 30 miles away by sea.
What about magic users? Do people not teleport?
Oh, we have no use for teleportation spells. Besides, they don't work here.
How not?
It's to protect people from
Does-
arriving onto the island from outside who could potentially come to attack us and raid us.
We teleported here.
Interesting.
Just a clerical question here, Mr. DM. How'd you spell that god's name?
Victor Oscar Romeo hyphen Tango Hotel Uniform Lima. Or a fool.
Yep.
So we were escaping a like 8-headed fire hydra thing in a plane of fire,
Sounds dangerous.
and I blindly cast teleport back to this plane and landed here. So that is why I can say I'm not from
Maybe-
here and I have no idea where I am.
Maybe Vorful found you on your extraplanar travel and guided you here. Must be one of his children after all. He's the one who takes all tabaxi.
How did the ones 23 years ago leave?
An
Or
evil,
why?
an evil Goliath decided to attempt to dissuade us from Vorful. He unfortunately escaped. Not before stealing, kidnapping a group of us.
And what was said Goliath's name? Did you know, or was he just some form of demonized Goliath?
I have no idea. I was not personally there.
That makes sense. Was it just a couple of people that he took?
Not sure. There was some people taken. I don't know. Mantra, do you sudden surprise? Probably have forgotten the name of Dr. Farmer.
No, the name of who?
You have forgotten the name of Demiantis. Yeah, the name of Demiantis escapes your mind.
Okay. I had also lost a little bit because the video was freezing for me, but that's strange. I know of a Goliath, but I can't seem to recall his name.
Is it just Mantra that's forgot that?
No, you remember Demiantis. No reason for you, Alva, not to remember him at this time.
Demiantis?
The thought comes back to you.
Oh yeah, don't know why I forgot that.
Sounds like an imposing man.
It was great. He did a lot of good for a lot of people.
He scares the living shit out of me.
He's definitely a larger than life individual.
It is getting late. Maybe we should. Everybody's welcome, especially those who would love. But you may choose to stay. Well, we'll take you to the Clawspire village. On the direction
Okay.
of the smokestack you saw there. Oh, of course. Very rude of me. I am Wandering Whisper.
Wandering Whisper.
Yes. Your name, sir?
Well, I'm Mantra. This is Farron. Here we've got Alvivura. And over here we have Milara.
Okay.
And don't forget our wolf total.
Of course not. We'll take you to.
We do have a semi-dangerous creature in this bag that we need to keep alive for a tournament thing.
4 reasons that are specific to our party.
So I will be opening my bag occasionally, but I will not be letting it out.
If you will. Nelson, he's walking. I'll bring you to our elder, guardian by the lake. He might be able to help shed some stories for yourself, and also may be able to get you acquainted with your accommodation. As he continues to walk, it only takes possibly about 20 minutes to arrive, and you come through to several huts stuff around in this little area. Lots of foliage around, and you see Mantra, to your absolute shock and awe. You haven't even had a chance to even look properly, but you've already spotted possibly about 30 tabaxi in front of you. All going about their daily lives.
This is just surreal. I'm saying this more to the party. None of you have
Why?
ever seen this many tabaxi, yeah?
No.
Nope, not even over 800 odd years ago.
And Farron, no illusions. They're all real.
I'm active. My head is on a spin, making sure to try and clock everything.
It makes sense that like there must have been like a community somewhere, but they're just doing their own thing. I think it's quite nice.
Perfect for
Can't
this.
hear
I would
you.
hope.
I've just changed something, don't worry. Been a while, but this music will be perfect. Sand Village, people. I remember that for very many months ago.
I'm going to try and lean into Mantra without the denizens around us noticing, and whisper, just be on your guard. Just because there's a lot of your race doesn't necessarily mean that they mean good.
I probably have a puzzled look on my face as I'm walking now. But Mantra's just bewildered just now. Probably looks very much like a tourist. Just walking around going, wow.
That's another reason why Farron is actively saying that to you.
As you progress through this little clearing with this villages, you've probably passed maybe several dozen huts, some with people inside. You are spotting other races as well, some humans, dwarves, tieflings, orcs, all manner of different people, and they all seem to be either working some tools or doing something, or even drinking, eating food, or just basically sitting and chatting together. You come across a larger hut after about a few minutes walking through the village itself, and one whisper enters the building before your eyes.
Follow, I guess.
As you enter, there are several individuals, one older tabaxi. Now, this one here is a bit small. He's got a golden eyes and a lustrous patterned grey fur. There's a lot of whites appearing, especially his face. This was we've got no perspective to really measure against, but he looks older than what Mantra would be. Mantra, this is Guardian by the Lake, one of our village elders. It returns home. Mantra.
Home?
All tabaxi come from here.
You're
Tell me
briefed
what
out
is your
again.
name and your mother.
It's so hard to hear when you're breaking up every other word.
What can I do to fix this?
Turn your gain up.
Go to
turn down your noise gate if you've got one.
What about now?
I don't know. Hard to tell. I could hear you there, but
Rogue, tell me, your name is Mantra. What else have you brought with you to our community?
my traveling companions.
What are the names?
Baron Alvithor Milara and
Welcome. It's always members of our
Yeah.
is always what?
community.
There
Keep
goes the
cutting out.
voice.
I'll turn off. Gating's off already. I'll turn off noise suppression. How's that sound?
Quieter.
Echo cancellation, any changes there?
It's harder to hear you now.
Thank God. Gain control.
Turn on the thingy that was that you turned off and they said it was quieter, and then turn off noise cancellation and see if that helps.
Noise suppression and echo cancellation. What about now? No?
You'd
Maybe,
have to
I
talk
don't know,
more to find out.
possibly. Yeah, possibly. Is that much better?
We can
Don't know.
hear you. I know I can hear you when you're talking, but I'm also noticing, I don't know if it's just me, but whenever David's talking, I can see the camera move, and then I either hear the voice before the mouth is moving, or the camera is moving before the mouth is.
Correct.
Bang! Yeah, it's a delay now.
Yeah. Don't you love tech issues?
What about now? Is it better?
Keep
It's
talking.
hard to tell until you talk
Better.
quietly.
Shall we continue this call? I can see the
You
cutting
cut
out.
it.
Yeah, I see
There
that.
you go.
It's just not picking me up.
Turn up your microphone volume. So, because I think your voice, the settings are using like AGC or something to make it louder.
Well, let's
So turn up
test
the
that and see
microphone
how it
volume.
goes, and maybe it will seem to be absolutely fine, and it is actually continuing to pick me up, which is a good sign. Yeah, better.
Yeah, so far.
Until it's not.
Yeah.
So, it was always wonderful to have new people join our community.
Wait, did you say coming back here? How do you know I wasn't?
Presume you
coming
are
to
from here. It's very rare to see a tabaxi that was born and bred outside of our island.
Well, where I'm from, tabaxis are rare in general,
Indeed. We
Especially-
tend to keep.
especially with two different coloured eyes.
Oh, we tend to keep home, and obviously you have returned to us. It's only natural. Want to bask in the protection of your deity. Unless it is Vorval.
We were partially passing through with a teleport.
How did you know her name?
The thing it came through first to say.
One whisper did it to just mantra.
Yeah. I heard apparently there was a story of what was it again? A Goliath 23 or so years ago that took people hostage. Is there any chance you would know more about that, being one of the village elders?
I recall such an incident, but it was such a long time ago. I forget most details of such things. Besides, it's trivial. We're sure that the kits or the people that were taken from us will be returned. If not, if they pass away, then they will return to Vorful either way.
Just a question. Was one of them called Dagger?
Both they looked towards each other for a moment. No. Dagger. No, I'm afraid not.
Is
I
any of
believe-
that archived?
Oh, we don't keep literature around. We have no use for it.
It's just that you seem very laid back about your people being kidnapped is all. Not usually the reaction that we've been accustomed to in other cultures.
It was 23. Well, mispronounce that. It was many decades ago. And whatever happened to now, there's not really much we can do about that.
Just a hypothetical question here. I don't mean any offense by it, but you sure they were kidnapped and they just didn't want to be here?
Why would anybody not want to be here? This is the most wonderful place in the world.
I don't know, because other places have big cities, a thriving commerce, multiple different deities. There's potentially multiple reasons.
Well, I can only speak for the people out here. You must be tired because you have traveled by most day, but it seems, and we'll see if we can find you the accommodation best suited for your needs.
Could you tell us more about Zophil?
Before Fool.
Yes,
T-H-U-L.
that's what I said, Zophil.
Oh, why don't you meet him in the morning? Be a bit dangerous to travel this time of night.
We might just, but we will have to rest first. And
Wondering if you would like to show them the way to the nearest cave.
show who the way to.
Which to go
Sorry,
meet.
he's talking to.
He's talking to the Wandering Whisperer to guide you where to go. Bring good treasure with you. You may need to bring those as a tribute to him. He loves providing blessings, but does not do that for free. Besides, riches are sins.
Okay. So where is it we get to rest for the night?
I'm sure we have a few vacant huts. Some of the hunting parties usually out over the night. I'm sure you can probably take one of those. And the Wandering Whisperer leaves the hut that you're in just now and proceeds out. You follow?
Oh well.
Yeah.
Proceed after him. He checks to see if you're following, and he leads you down one of the areas, the village itself, and you find a few. In case a small hut that appears to be vacant. It says there should be sufficient for you all. Should be bedding available. You don't need anything else?
No, I think that is all.
Good evening. I will see you at dawn. Let's get cold
See you then.
this time of the year. Walks off. See a few people glancing around.
So, do we talk to some of the non-tabaxi here? Oh, sorry, is the other person away as well, yeah? Is it just us?
It's just shoes. Modern Whisper escorted you over to the place. There's people walking around and some people in their huts sleeping.
Okay.
Mantra,
So, yeah.
you spot someone walking by, a young girl. Something reminds you of that girl.
Something reminds me of that girl.
Seems familiar, but you're not quite sure how to put it.
Is it the one we saw on the beach?
No, it's a human girl.
Excuse me?
Hello.
And when they turn around, do I recognise the face more?
Give me a history check, even with keen mind.
Yeah, if it's a keen mind only does a month or so. I'm choosing the dice for it. And it's not terrible. That is 20.
Just grabbing the name. Oh, perfect. I've actually found exactly what I was looking for. Nope, that was actually too far along. An NPC list.
See, I'm just hoping the fact that Mantra looks 17, or is kind of 17 just now, is not going to hold anything against her. In fact, she looks really good for her age, considering when she's talking about.
What was your history check?
21, was it? I can't remember. Was it 20? It was, yeah, it was 20.
Oh, where's her name?
I had moved the dice since, that's why I was like, I can't look at it to get what number was.
I've got the other person's name, but I don't have her name. Fuck! Oh. You remember a name, Talia Hyler, and it briefly comes to your mind, Rob Hyler, an old man you remember, and a little
Remember
flash
from
memory,
where?
a flash memory on a boat ship with Niall, Fanzand, Fia, Salfanos, Screaming Mermaid.
Wow, thanks for forgetting Tessa.
Yes, it is as well, yeah, of course. There were people there. And you recognise the little girl that was on the ship where her grandfather
that
was
was
escorting
protected.
her. The old man that died before your encounter with Murozaz.
Were you on a Screaming Mermaid?
Screaming Mermaid? I
A
have
big
no
boat.
idea what it is.
big boat attacked by a dragon.
That sounds scary. Where's that game? Alvor,
What was it?
you spot a man passing by and just walks up to the little girl. Don't want to leave the visitors alone. Let them get settled in. They've only just arrived. Alvor, give me a history check. Vantra, you can as well, since this has caught your attention.
What was the dad's name as well? Quickly, just so I can.
That's an 11.
It
Oh, the
was
grandfather's name.
Rob Hyler, but he died on that ship before the encounter. So, what was your checks?
11.
And what am I rolling? Sorry,
Not
I
you.
wasn't. I thought
You're
you
not.
said-
You were on the screen, mate, so you have no
Yeah.
idea what's going on here. Mantra. Do you have a history check?
Oh, you said I could roll.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
said 5 at a time.
Did I? Sorry.
So was this a history? Did you say?
Yeah, I'd have a history check.
All right. So that is 25.
5. Holy shit. That's Captain Matthias.
Captain Matthias! Hi!
When you tell it, he looks at you and goes, I'm sorry, who?
Captain of the Screaming Mermaid, the ship that goes where no one else goes?
I think you have me confused with somebody else. You must be weary. Rest up, you'll probably feel better in the morning. And he ushers the little girl away with him. You, it's bedtime. Let's get you to bed. But
Food.
100% convinced that was Captain Matthias. And Alva, as soon as she said Captain Matthias, snapped. He was the man who captained the ship that was very new to Mercador. He was missing after the attack.
Guys,
Mm-hmm.
there. This is a very, like, you're close to where the mermaid went down and people got off and rescued. Or this place is, like, the Heebies. I've got a very bad feeling about this place now.
Okay.
Same.
What I would suggest is, instead of potentially speaking like this out in the open, let's go back inside. Hopefully where words don't carry as far.
Does anyone have Pass Without Trace?
Yes. I think
I
two
might
people do.
have.
I think I do too. I'll double check. Yeah, I do.
Well, let's
too.
go in, we'll get some food, and we'll just rest after a long travel.
As you huddling, you begin eating some rations, I presume, and Warskin.
Yeah.
As you begin to get tucked into them, you actually find some bowls brought to you with seems to be some sort of soup and some drinks with looks to be some water, maybe some fruit inside them. He says, "Here you go. This is your meal for the evening. Enjoy." A couple of taxis and
Oh.
another wood elf dropped them off for you. They even have a round herbs and meat given to Toto as well.
Thank you. Would you not care to join us?
That are very frightened. Thank you. And they walk off. Giggling and talking, one of them shoves the other and be absolutely high in spirits as they walk off.
I'm just gonna immediately grab Total's muzzle and just be like, nope. No eating. Don't. Put the tongue away. Bad. And I'm just gonna take the bowl away from him before he can have any of it.
So I'm just going to quietly say, so does anyone have Pass Without Trace?
Yeah, I do.
Can you cast it?
Mm-hmm. And she goes to cast it.
Yep. +10 to all your next stealth checks.
Plus, we can't be magically tracked.
And I'm actively keeping an eye out with my true sight to see anything that is invisible.
Nothing seems to be out of order. It doesn't seem to be any magical effects going on inside this hut, other than the current inventory of yours.
Okay, so do we feed the larvae some of the things that we had for Toto?
Sure.
I mean, I don't think that's a good idea.
We don't need the larva, do we? We only need it to live. Clearly,
Are we not?
these people are trying to feed us something. They seem to...
It might be edible.
That's what I'm thinking. But what I'm thinking is if we eat this, we might start having the issues that you've already started exempting. Because you would never
Yeah, it looks
fucking
like-
forget Demiantis' name.
It looks like
I
people
thought that
here
was
are
a
forgetting
tactical thing.
things. And yes, I wouldn't forget his name. Normally.
So,
Wait, that was legit? I thought that was a tactical, like, you're being coy thing you were doing.
No, the name left my mind.
Either way, like, I don't think it's a good idea for any of us to, like, ingest any of this stuff.
stick with her.
What if it's poisoned?
I don't think it's poison, but I think there might be
So-
something in the air that potentially is making some people forget.
Yeah, I hadn't
Because-
ate anything by the time I forgot Demiantis' name, so it's probably
Mhm.
not that. The food is possibly okay, but the fact that apparently something against teleporting, is it worth us trying to teleport out just now?
I would personally suggest the sooner we can get out of here, the better.
I mean, they've got something against teleporting, but what realistically are they going to do? They're hardly going to come after
No,
us.
they're saying that God prevents it in the island. People teleporting here or out. But somehow we teleported here. I am just wary of if it's because we used an artifact as opposed to the spell.
What if their god doesn't actually prevent teleporting? What if
Yeah,
that's
should
like
we try
their
it?
own hierarchy?
Should we try it just now?
I can try it. I have the ability to try and attempt to gain the power back afterwards within a ritual. So I'm happy enough to attempt it.
I think we should. But to
Everyone-
take something from here, it's useful to come back because something's not right.
Everyone in agreement?
How did we get here, and what is that in your bag?
It's a larva where we were just in a giant ant's nest. We then traveled to the plane of fire. We then traveled here by accident, and people are forgetting stuff.
Including you forgetting that.
Just to double check, where were you before you met us? What happened before you met us?
Yeah, you're perfectly able to recall things like the hunt and everything else, but you don't remember that being brought with you.
I remember going on the hunt, but
Okay. So it seems very select things people are forgetting. Mantra with Demiantis. Okay. I want the fuck out of here before I start forgetting anything else again.
Yeah, let's teleport. Can we get something to come back with, or like a stone or a stick? I would like to try and solve the issue, but I know there's a risk, so we'd have to come prepared.
Yeah, if we spend too long here, we're gonna forget shit. And I've been there once before. I don't want to do that again. So I'm
Maybe forgetting's an option. Everyone seems happy.
Are you telling me you'd be happy if you forgot Demiantis? Not just his name, but all of his memories.
Well, everyone looks happy, but I don't know how. So I wouldn't really want to give all that away, but at the same time, there's some memories that would be nice to forget.
I'm gonna step out outside and just grab a stone.
Plenty of the pebbles and rocks and whatnot lying around.
I'll just use a dagger to scrape a distinctive mark in it so I know it's exactly this stone is for here. So are we all fine with getting the fuck out of here and potentially coming back at a later date?
Hard to have an option to come back if we needed to.
Well,
That's what the stone's for.
that's what the stone's for. Technically, as long as I have an object for the location, I can guarantee that location, whether or not the spell works to get there or not, because of this deity. For all we know, it could just be a fucking cult leader. Allowing it. But this is what this is going to attempt to test, is if that not being able to teleport in or out, that's what this is to test. Because the last thing I want to go and do is teleport us out when I'm the only one that wants to get out.
I still want to get out just now. I was just looking at the other options, saying it could be a possibility of it not being as bad as we might think. But then again, I don't want to be some pawn to some... I don't know, there was uncanny darkness, like, there's no idea what it is. That dark area I saw, and then that magic area, or a white area, it was weird.
I'm just going to say this, and I don't mean any offense to anyone with this comment. For those that might potentially be happy with forgetting some memories, yeah, I can understand that. But having your full potential memory lost, where you were talking, both of you were talking to two different people that apparently you've met in the past, and they have absolutely no recollection of you and their names. So how do we know that it isn't just some memories, it could very well potentially be completely rewriting their full memory, which, if that is the case, sorry, I want nothing to do with that. I have been there.
That's a good point.
I've been a complete blank slate before, and I refuse for that to happen to me again. Some people, yes, I can get trying to potentially lose some memories, but memories make who you are. Or at least that's the way I look at it, because I've been a blank slate before.
Perspectives are unique.
I've been there, I've done that, I've worn the t-shirt. I don't want to do it again.
That is a good point. Let's get out of here.
I'll start casting teleport, trying to aim with the stick that I picked up below where
Cyborg's
fucking
tendons.
what's his face? Yeah.
Cool. As you're going to cast a spell, this spell flickers, and then Dex save throws, please. All
What
of you.
saving for us?
Dexterity saving throws, all of you.
Yes, natural 20, 29.
Same natural 20, 31.
That's 22. Jesus. Double for total.
Just rolling for him, relax. Okay, that is a 12 damage. He doesn't get an advantage. Sorry, I've add on to Dex saving throw.
I think it's Dex check, but yeah, it's Dex score, but yeah. Okay,
Fair enough.
16.
16. Okay, it's passed. What do you get, Farron?
So you said Dex, right?
Yeah, Dex save throw.
Is 22.
22. And I'm going to say for some you
But
two got more than enough
Nat
Dex to
20.
pass. Yep.
As well.
3 nat 20s. Okay, that's fine. Everybody lands. Toto lands awkwardly. He does take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you all fall about 20 feet. And you all land in different areas of the village.
As in
Shit.
the village that we were in.
In Clawspire Village.
Can I sneak back to the hut we were at? I don't want anyone
actually,
to notice that
as
we tried to
you-
teleport.
Mantras, you kind of like shake off what happened, got your balance. One arm comes over and you says, "Are you okay? Are you hurt?"
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm fine.
Okay. Are you sure you're okay? Do you need help? And
No, I
you
think
all
I'm
get
good.
collectively similar. People just rushing to your aid, seeing you both fell. It says, "You shouldn't really climb trees at this time of night. It's quite dark."
Yeah, I must have slept on something.
I'll BRB.
I'm just going to awkwardly brush myself off and just laugh to passers-by, just like, yeah, silly me.
Well, I probably landed on my feet, like, perfectly fine.
You both fell prone. You've got up, but you managed to catch yourself to the point you didn't actually get hurt.
Even with a 31 dex
You
save?
kind of apparated it almost upside down. Meant to roll onto your landing. Lara, same as yourself, you land, not so gracefully, but without injury.
I just had a wee bit to drink, got a little courageous, and decided to climb. I'm fine.
Of course. Perhaps you should turn in for the evening. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Once we get back. What the hell was that? Something interrupted the teleport.
I mean, we're all back at the meeting point, so I'm just going to go, okay, I think maybe they weren't bullshitting about the no teleportation.
Sounds it. I wonder if it's same for short range teleports, like Misty Step.
You could try. Didn't they speak of a barrier earlier about protecting the island?
Yeah. Could it be those insects?
They
whatever
didn't say
they
that
were.
a barrier, they said that no ship comes, or there's no ship on the island to leave.
Okay.
You're the only one with message. You didn't
Sending.
spend much. Yes, sending. You didn't spend much time with me, or you only saw him very briefly, so I don't know if you can use sending on him.
I could give it a shot. It's the last one I can do for the night. Or I could try to pray. That's what I normally do. I tend to reach gods easier that way.
Or just commune.
Oh, Mio's not a god.
Oh, he's not.
quite close.
He likes to
Give
think
him
of
another couple of
himself
thousand years
as
of
a
training,
god.
he might get there.
Yeah, Mira's just like an arch wizard. He's probably the most powerful caster that I know.
Oh, I made
But
that
he's also
assumption.
very knowledgeable. He's also very knowledgeable, so there is a good chance that he has heard of this place and might have an idea of how to get us off of here. So, can you try for me and say, just on the off chance that it works, say something along the lines of like I'm with Mantra and Co. We landed on a Tabaxi island where people forget things. I don't know how we can get that down to 25 words or so, but and ask if he's got any advice.
Okay.
I can do that. It's fairly simple, I guess, after, 17 words.
Anything personal you want me to add to just have him recognize that it's you that I'm actually with? You seem to not trust me around people. Might make it a little easier.
They mentioned an evil Goliath roughly when I was a kid.
Okay.
But I don't know how many words you'll get that into nicely,
Okay.
so...
I'm back.
Welcome back. I'm asking Malara if she can cast Sending on Mir. Oh, does Sending work on a different plane?
Yes.
Yes, but it has a 5% chance of failing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. There's a good chance he's on a different plane.
Okay. I will try my hardest.
Just hoping for advice, we might have to meet their god.
Seems to be what we're being encouraged to do. The god is preventing teleportation, and that may be our only option of getting out of here.
Yes. I was hoping that Pass Without Trace would be enough to get us through, but apparently not.
Writing down the sending so that way you know exactly the words.
Yes.
She's still counting and writing.
Okay.
As you do.
She's actually physically doing this just now. She's got an actual pen and paper and getting an ink well.
I've got
She's
paper
actually
parchment
writing stuff
and
down.
ink.
She's going to say.
Yeah.
You spent maybe about 10 minutes trying to make sure
Parchment
you
and ink,
got the
so
right word.
yeah.
Correct.
That's fine. That's perfect if you do it that way. If you're just
And
doing it, then you're just gonna have to improvise it and hope you do the right stuff.
And then she'll take her her paper and she'll show it to Mantra and she will say, "Does this look good enough?" And I'm gonna type it in chat for you.
And also, I don't know if it helps to have a familiar object to the person that you're trying to contact, but
It's
Mia used to wear that hat a lot and point to Farron's hat.
if I was scrying, yes, but of this, no.
She is typing it out.
I am typing it out. What do you think, Mantra?
It doesn't tell anything about this island. You have to mention the tabaxi.
Okay.
Plus, didn't they mention the name of the island?
We're also not saying we're on the island. Yeah, we know the name of the island.
Puna.
Puna or Puna. So you would say something like, "I'm here with Mantra."
How about I'm here with Mantra on Puna?
On Puna. Full of tabaxi, just in case it helps with his memory.
Okay.
So that would be 9 words.
People here have memory loss.
People don't seem to remember anything, and we can't teleport. How do we leave? And then hopefully, if he knows anything, we should, if he gets a message even, we should be fine.
And hopefully he doesn't try to teleport towards us.
Well, if I mention the island name and saying we can't, I said we couldn't teleport, I didn't say teleport failed. Say teleport failed at end, because there was 2 words left.
Okay. And then she just relays the information, doing her sending.
And that's 25 words.
Moment passes. Then another couple of moments passes and seems to be several moments past this point. It's 5 minutes and there's been no reply.
Oh, Mantra, I'm sorry. I haven't heard anything.
Didn't get it. Okay. I was hoping we could get assistance here, but ideally would have been able to ask Demiantis. But you haven't met Demiantis, so I wouldn't expect you to be able to talk to him.
A hypothetical question here. Melora,
Mm-hmm.
what school of magic is sending? Is it divination? What kind of school is it? Because I wonder if this deity is potentially screwing with divination magic.
Could be.
What's teleport?
I know teleport is what are you?
Evocation is what sending is.
And teleportation is conjuration. I was just wondering if that could potentially be affected. Okay.
I studied some spells for a while before I realised it was really difficult to learn them. Which is why I know some spells, but I'm pretty sure they're all different schools of magic.
Okay, so far we've tried conjuration, and you said invocation?
Correct.
I could try divination, if we wish.
As everyone walked by, they didn't see any healers, warlocks, sorcerers of the sort. Have you?
Not sure. Mr. DM, did we see any when we're going through the village?
Say again?
Did we see any sort of like warlocks, clerics,
users.
sorcerers, wizards,
You saw people.
spellcasters?
You saw people, everybody seems to be in simple clothing, nobody sporting any artifacts or religious symbols or any perceivable magical items. Nothing especially shows up in your true sight.
Even, for example, mundane items like wands and anything like that could
Nothing like
potentially
that.
be seen as a spell focus.
No, everybody looked like seemed like commoners. There's some people particularly built that was just more focusing on reading. Anyone else? Not reading, sorry. More like making food, building huts. Just people working as ordinary jobs. Nobody seems to be casting magic.
Follow to the point where Mantra's thinking peasants. Like civilians, commoners.
Well, to answer your question, Malhara, I personally didn't see anything, and I know for a fact when it comes to like invisible and stuff like that, illusions and shit like that, I could see through that as long as it's within a specific radius of me. So, like whenever Mantra does her silly illusion tricks, I can see through them without issue.
Thanks for telling me now.
You're welcome. Why do you think I've not fallen for a trick yet from you?
I good you got lucky.
Think smarter, not harder.
I get the feeling that they don't allow that here with any sort of magic, as long as it's not pertaining to their particular deity.
Or maybe. So everyone's forgetting a lot of things. So I don't know if we should be writing things down or not, so that we have some reference.
That might be actually a really good idea.
But before this, I just had a random thought. No one seems to be of any what do we say, open world profession. Like everyone appears to be standard civilians. I didn't really see anyone that looked particularly wealthy or particularly poor. Everyone looked like,
You
almost
you
a
want to
tribe.
say it. Okay, that's not what I thought she was going to say. Okay.
Almost like they're from a tribe as opposed to a developed area of the world, and also I don't see any fighters. So there are some scouts and guards, but they're not right here.
It is very much like a small community, isn't it?
Yeah, it's strange.
Like,
Slightly homely, but
I mean, honestly.
strange.
I mean, that's kind of why I liked it initially until I realised, oh, wait a minute, something's not right here.
Do you think
And
that's by design?
Probably.
By
Malhara?
like, yeah. Like if no one can stand up to their gods, then the god has free reign, dominance. I think they are some form of deity because of the way they cancel the spell, unless it's some fancy trick that I've not seen.
This is kind of small potatoes, though, isn't it, for our days? I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you're an unwavering, loyal community that blindly are complacent and just content to exist. Like, that must be an easy gig. But don't deities have bigger ambitions than that, usually?
Well, they said something about a cave, and I saw the darkness and the strange light, so I think we should try head that way. But one of the questions is, Do we head before dawn? They're going to take us to see their god at dawn.
Maybe let's just play along and just go with them. Like,
Yeah, because there is two thought patterns. Like, if we head out early, we can be seen as untrustworthy within a community and probably potentially targeted. But if we were to go with them and then realize something's bad, like maybe it was, no, I don't want to say the worst case scenarios, like a mind
I
eater or
mean,
something.
just on like your first point, like if we burn our bridges, we don't know how long we're going to be stuck here.
Yeah.
So if we play along and play nice, then it helps us bide our time
What were
till we figure out how to get away.
what were you going to say there, Malara?
Oh, I was just remembering something that how they had mentioned that their god had requested some sort of dowry or sacrifice.
That would potentially explain why they don't seem to have very much earthly possessions of
Well, they did
wealth.
say it was a sin.
Oh boy.
Really hope no one casts detect magic and have a look at all the shiny new objects we all have.
If we do stay till dawn, I think we should do what Mantra suggested and keep note.
Yep. And that way,
I mean,
it just means that potentially, if someone already has forgot something, that may come back in time.
Don't write it in common.
Oh, I have the perfect thing.
Okay, I'll write mine in Celestial.
I mean, I could write it in madness, apparently, but no, that's just a point of madness in languages.
I mean, I read Celestial as well, so it means that if you forget something, then like I can read over you.
Well, I might
But-
write it in Thieves' Cant.
It has to be something if they were to take our possessions from us, they won't be able to interpret what we have written.
Oh, here's
Oh, do we have a jar? I have a jar, I think. I've got empty potion files and stuff. Ooh.
I know what you're.
So-
I think I know what you're thinking.
What I might do is I can store some of my memories in a jar.
Technically, they're not inside your head to be forgotten.
But
Interesting idea.
how would you remember where you put the jar and that you had done so?
Because I don't remove that memory.
You just need to hope you
and
don't
I
forget
tell
that
yous-
memory.
Correct.
I tell you, we don't seem to all forget the same thing at the same time. So
Hmm.
I can take a memory, an idea, or a message from my mind and turn it into a string of energy. But it's like glowing energy.
Intriguing.
Is it the same color of glow as what I saw when I was at the top of the tree, Lima?
Which glows? Which glows you
The
Encoded
referred to?
thoughts, memories.
Yeah, the thought
mean-
strand.
So when you pull one out, yeah,
Yeah, it says it glows, so
it's not the same as
Does
the
it-
ones
is it
in
the
the
same colour?
canopies. No, completely
Okay.
different color.
just because I saw one from far away that was a glowy area.
Well, here's a question. What language do we all understand, or do we all understand one common language?
Elfish?
I speak Elvish.
We've also seen elves here.
True.
I highly doubt you Well, personally, I can read any language anyway. Besides the point. But I can, whatever language.
I?
If there is a language that you all have in common, then potentially I would say go with that. I just can't speak it, but I can read it. So what are all the languages you just know?
Just Elfish, Thieves' Cant, Common.
Okay.
Fish, Thieves' Cant, Goblin, Celestial.
Nope.
No, wait, no, I don't speak Goblin anymore. Can't get the thing made at the back of the throat. It's like that.
No.
Like, there's a flaminess
there's no
to
goblin.
the language.
However, you don't remember anything about a goblin.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I missed that detail.
Yeah, you completely forgotten you spent a bit of life as a goblin, and even forgotten language associated with it.
That's part of being young, I'm guessing.
And I speak Celestial, Common, Deep Speech, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish. And I can create my own language.
Damn. Nice. Technically, Celestial, Common, Deep Speech, Elvish, and Sylvan. But I can read any language.
Okay.
So, here's a hypothetical. The two people that can do Thieves' Cant. You stick with Thieves' Cant, because that way at least two people know it. Those that can, and both me and Malara both speak and write Celestial, then we could potentially go with that. Because Celestial isn't a very common language, which apparently in this group it fucking is. That way it's still quite a rarity and ideally unlikelihood that anyone here knows that.
But 1 second before we go on. Alvaro, I thought you would have picked up some Goblin.
But
You know, when you were Alvi.
what are you on about?
Your grandfather was his name Ababuto? Ababuto Nito?
That jogs in memory. You remember a name of someone called Ababuto. Oh,
That
yeah,
ringing a
Ababuto.
major bell.
Granddad did. Oh, of course I knew Goblin. All dawn's on you suddenly.
Oh, god damn it! I nearly forgot that I did spend part of my life as a goblin. How could I forget that old fud? I owe him an apology when I see him.
Well, you know what I might
Oh
just
yeah.
do? Is I might just write an extra long journal entry tonight in my journal.
Dang. Had I gone a different path like you after that night that we got drunk on Troll Piss, I could either be very, very profitable right now, or at the very least, not getting more brain damage than what I've already had in life.
I have
Remember you woke up on top of the wardrobe that night?
Yes, that night. Yes. I tried to forget that one. That was one of the examples of nice memories to forget.
Were you guys?
Come on now, we're trying to preserve
Were
stuff.
you guys tricked into drinking troll piss, or did you do it on purpose?
We didn't know about it at the time.
Yeah, we definitely didn't knowingly order it from the bar. There
What
were
a rough night.
consequences.
Farron had a similar night as well. He's managed to get his hands on it.
Talking about that, I gained all my memories back. Did I gain those memories of
Nope.
that night? Ah, god damn it. Okay.
Not associated with your aberranism, we'll call it.
I can't seem to find a certain item in my bag.
What you're looking for?
The journal. Shadow's journal.
It wasn't something you passed to Farron, was it? When you emptied out the one bag?
I know you didn't give me a
No.
list of items.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I left them on my character sheet just because.
Mhm.
Okay, if we ever turn to tabletop, we get everybody in person, we'll get cards that can do trade at each other.
No, I genuinely don't think I've got this item in my bag. But here's a question for Lima: was there any empty pages in Dagger's journal?
Yeah.
Like empty towards the end or something.
Yep.
I think Mantra just starts continuing on with it, and writes a sort of wee appendix saying her recollection of how Dagger was slain by Bal, and she's continuing it on, and then goes and writes pretty much all of her favourite memories. Most of them being Sylvio and before the group.
The night is not so young. So cold, but your fire is keeping you warm. I just like to do.
I have a question for you all. They've said that this creature is a deity. That would make it usually quite common or potentially common knowledge to most educated peoples. That would make sense, correct? Other people, different races, deities.
Unless the deity isn't very well studied because it stays in the one place.
Because
So like this one.
hypothetically, I could try and get information on them. I tried to. No, not finishing that statement. Give me about 10 minutes. I'm going to see if I can at least try and get any information on this deity. And I not mute myself when doing so. I'm going to turn around and start pulling out the strings of the weave and casting Legend Lore, my free casting, and doesn't require materials. And I'm naming I didn't fucking write that down, the correct spelling. Yeah, that thing.
That thing.
Well, I don't know it's a deity, if it's a deity or if it's just a powerful creature, or even if it's just a fucking con man. Because me, logically, I'm thinking Legend Lore would work if it's a deity, because it specifies current tales, forgotten stories, even secret lore that isn't has never been widely known. So
With Legend Lore, you are able to ascertain a few things. It's
Okay.
an entity that hails from the astral sea. does have a divine origin. But not necessarily a god.
Okay. No, Jake. It's not a gnome.
Spawned by a god, a long time ago, a deity of greed and strife perished in the battles among mortals. Its body drifted through the astral plane, eventually becoming a petrified husk. The corpse floated up against a pearlescent remnant of celestial matter imbued with life and life-giving magic. The collision shattered both objects and released a storm of chaotic energy. Countless islands of mixed matter spun away into the silvery void. Within some of them, a vein of pearl-like material that held a bit of the deity's rejuvenated supernatural vitality was spontaneously created a habitable environment.
Okay.
On those same islands, bits of God's petrified flesh came to life in the form of tentacled monstrosities brimming with malice and greed. Ever since that time, each Morkov has had an extraplanar island to call home.
Okay. I'll then turn around. Okay. I don't think it specifically is a deity, but it was spawned of one. And I then relay all the
Interesting.
information.
Hmm.
So,
What call it home?
sorry?
What was it you said it calls this place home? Or calls its place home?
It sounded to
Sound
me
like
he said,
Morkov?
that's what I thought.
It has each Morkov
Ha-
has an extraplanar island to call home.
Oh, so it is, okay. This is what it calls home.
Okay. So, it's a creature claiming to be a deity, but it's not. And this thing is potentially tricking these people.
Well, let's see it, but try keep your wits about you. I know what I want to have in the morning.
Okay.
I do have a potion that might be useful.
Well, I'm going to go write my story in Celestial. And Malara, if you don't mind reading over it, because I'm pretty sure out of everyone, you potentially know the most about me.
Are you saying you're starting to remember a little more?
From what I can understand, I've known you the longest. Technically. Lengthwise. Well, the oldest person I've known.
Yeah, I'll have a read over yours.
And I just go sit down and start writing. But for me, it's in the back of my archaeology book.
Are we just gonna just white right away and then take a rest?
Yeah, I
How
think
long
so.
would you like to rest for?
A long rest?
Perfect. night. It's filled with laughter and talking and a little bit of singing. Subtle enough to allow you all to get some good night rest. You may all have a long rest.
Oh, I should have changed an item. Oh well. I just done attunement. I wanted more health. I feel squishy with less than 100 max health.
As you all slowly begin to wake up, more or less together, I'll need each of you to make an investigation check.
That's a 31.
Okay.
That is a total of 6 with a natural 1.
Yeah, 6 for me as well.
I got a
Well,
12.
with the 2 elves, at least we could probably cover the whole night with some
Malara.
people being semi-awake.
Baron, Alvar can each pick an item in your inventory.
Oh no.
Any item you wish.
And it's gone.
Barley.
I'm thinking. It would be funny if my drugs went missing. He would be pissed.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, take one of my potions of speed.
Small knife.
My miner's pick.
Cool. Asterix, customized item, missing.
Anything to comment on while we slept? I know you would have been
You do
kind of
wake up,
keeping guard.
you've got your bags open and everything else, from where you left it all. You go to look for items and just check your packs and everything else, get some things out to have your morning food or eat, and each free notices those items missing.
We do have the 2 elves that only need 4 hours each, so they usually take turns.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while
It really cheats for it watching order, doesn't it?
I know, right?
Anybody can watch the whole night, you just have to have very low activity.
Yeah, but it doesn't really make much difference for as long as the party has 2 elves. A long rest is 8 hours normally. With the fact that the 2 elves, we can long rest within the 4-hour gap, so we can still do a 4-hour watch, then do our long rest, and only have to keep 2 people awake to do so, or 1 person at a time awake.
As I said, cheating. Or cheesing.
Whoever's on the first watch, or second watch between you two, then you will notice that item was missing.
Okay. Would you like first or second watch, Malara?
I'll take second this time.
Go. And then we all wake up.
That's absolutely fine.
Okay. Everyone, read what you wrote. So that way we can work out if you don't remember something.
Sure. And I'll look through my journal. Does anything sound strange to me as I'm reading?
Make an investigation check. Again.
Yeah, I was thinking that's 25.
Yeah.
Sorry, 26.
You read through it. Some of this doesn't look right.
Anything in particular? You know most of Mantra's backstory.
What's this? Kids of Ludafall. Recognize that. Did I make it? What? Aaron.
Yes.
Arswan? Alvor. That wolf is strange to you.
Oh!
No.
You
Alara.
probably didn't even write about Toto.
Alara.
I know, right?
Uh-huh.
This is somebody else's journal. This is not yours.
Oh. Okay.
Recognize some of the things, but you don't recognize the name.
What about handwriting? Oh, you forgot your own name?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently.
And
Has anyone heard of the Counts of Lunafall and care to remind me?
Demiantis, Mir, Alvivor, if I remember correctly. Toto. Well, I don't know if he can technically class as
None
a
of these
member.
names are ringing a bell.
Fuck. Leo. I think Leo Donardos was one as well.
Weird.
You do not recognize those names.
Why would we write about them?
Because one
Strange
was your
individuals.
adopted father.
And one was basically my uncle, but
See the Demiantis one? You forgot that one yesterday. He was your adopted father. We believe he was the one that came to here and potentially, as they put it, abducted some of the tabaxi.
well, if he's showing up to places abducting
We don't know it was abducting though, because
civilians,
they could have
sounds like a
actively
strange
wanted to
individual.
leave. He is strange, but he's more scary than strange.
Well, I'll explain why they didn't stop him.
Mir probably could have.
And Mires.
Time wizard can fuck a lot of people up with very few spells, and 9 times out of 10, if we're struggling for ideas, it's him we ask, or so far from what it seemed.
Okay.
You called on him when me and Malara died.
Do I remember Farron and Milava's name, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I remember them dying? Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Hey, you guys know this Mueller person then, right? Right? You just said her name.
You.
Yeah.
No.
You and Milava.
How,
I
who are
watched you
then?
die.
Huh.
Yeah, you died before me.
I remember dying, but I don't remember that name.
Yeah, that's what you told us. That's your name.
And I
Well,
don't
that was the name
remember.
you told me that you were.
So what is your name then?
I don't know. And I don't know. This isn't my writing, my stuff. I don't know whose journal this is.
That's your journal. You wrote on it last night. We were writing down so we didn't forget, and I apparently got distracted and wrote a fictional story about some council of magic people.
You didn't. It's not a fictional story. They are quite literally seen as heroes in some places. You named this group essentially on a spin-off of them because Van Zand's dad was also in that group as well. Like, it's a surprising amount of uncanny coincidences between this group and Council of Winterfell. And yes, we saw you write that. That was what you wrote last night. That's what you said, or your interpretation of your story.
Did I finish that bottle of wine in my bag?
I don't believe you were drinking last night.
I always drink every night.
See if a person's been staying up.
Yeah?
Would they have been opening the bag every so often?
On my turn, yes, because I know we need to actively keep this alive.
And
What about Mila?
you guys didn't remind me what it was. You remind me that it was on the hunt. So I had forgotten about it.
It's fine, we can revive that. We could get a cleric to bring it back at some point. In fact, okay, so if you aren't Malara, are you
I
a
don't
cleric? Are you a cleric? What are you then? How do you
Said
cast your spells?
You said you forgot everything I wrote down in the journal, but I don't know if I would have mentioned that I was a cleric in the journal, so technically would I have forgotten it?
I don't think you don't remember your identity.
Okay.
You know your skills, you know your abilities.
Oh, so you know everything else.
Yeah, I can heal.
Okay.
Do you remember us?
Yeah?
Traveling with us?
Mm-hmm.
Coming here?
Yeah?
I check the bag. Is it alive or dead?
You open up, it is definitely alive. It has currently partially breached the bag of holding.
Breached the bag of holding.
Yeah, the entrance, his head is sticking out.
I know I was just gasping for air. Potentially. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you forgot who you are, Mantra has forgot who Council of Linfall is. Alvivor. What? Have you read your book?
I've had a flick through it, yes, and to be honest with you, Sorry, whose pet is that?
Yours. His
And he's
name is-
not a
Paws
pet.
you in the face, looks at your bag.
You call him a pet, you'll offend him.
He's Toto. He is your
Looks at you fan
companion.
for a second. You said his name.
Sorry.
What?
He looks at you for a moment because you said his name.
Funny, he's a
Mother-
lot bigger than what I wrote in the
He
description.
grabs your hand with his mouth and he puts your hand to your bag. You hear a sudden,
You do know how to speak with
Growl,
animals.
but not from his throat or from the stomach.
I scribble in my notebook. Very big wolf. Very hungry. And I'm just going to underline the words big and very.
He's
So if
technically
it's
not a
not from
wolf.
the throat or the stomach, what's a growl?
So it's not a growl from the throat, it's from the stomach.
Oh, but it is from. I thought you said it's not from the stomach either. I was confused.
Okay.
Feed your wealth. Feed
So she-
Toto.
Yeah, so she doesn't remember Toto and our direwolf.
I mean, to be
What?
fair, I probably just wrote down a really, really bad description of him. Go ahead
The
and take
description
a
shouldn't be
ration.
needed. You have travelled with Toto for years.
I wrote down that he was a noble creature, loyal, and very a very majestic, handsome beast.
That usually is your wording when we all call him a
Head
fur bag.
is tilted.
He can understand common, by the way.
Yeah, he understands usually a lot of what you say.
I'm just gonna keep looking back and forth between him and my book and go. I'm blinded by some sort of motherly love for.
Yes, yes, you did.
I'm just gonna give
Alvafur,
him
can
a
you do me a
ration.
favour? Can you cast Speak with Animals and find out if Toto's okay?
I'll go ahead and use a cast. Just hey.
Hey! Oh wait, I'll go do a sound thing on Discord. You all can't hear, but some of you might recognise the soundboard I'm about to play.
Oh, fuck.
Well, we can't hear it.
I know. If you want, you can jump into
No, thank you.
cast meeting. I'll play it.
I'm all good, thanks.
Habitual line crosser, thank you so much for this little voice clip. But it goes along the lines of this. Is anyone joining?
I'm not. Because
At this point.
soundboards are far too loud for me.
You can turn them down.
I have.
Weird.
Are you joining, Luna?
Can you mute your mic on Discord though?
Sure.
I mean, don't you have a way of broadcasting the sounds to us other than
Turned it
Discord?
off. Might remember.
Yeah.
Sorry, Luna, are you joining the channel or not?
No.
Okay. This
Right,
is what
just
this is what Alvar hears.
I can't broadcast it forward.
So
Okay.
from your perspective, just to play it for you, Alvar, you hear so well richly, "Let me fucking eat!" Just stares at you with he's at the Toto's eyeballing you right now.
I just go ahead and I give him a ration, just
Just
There
takes
you
it all.
go.
He
You
just
ate
takes the
last
entire
night.
ration. Just walks off. Oh, it's all good. Thought you were gonna starve me again, bitch.
talking about.
Ear twitches towards you while he's eating. Oh, so good. Dry meat, wet meat, it's all the same.
Okay.
I think he's just hungry.
Can you ask him if he's okay?
He's just hungry. Nothing else out of him.
And he's not talkative to you. Usually he says quite a lot to you.
Yeah.
Not right now, he's not.
That's what you mantra, but he says to in earshot of Alvar, "I'm fucking hungry right here."
Yeah, he's just fixated on food and hungry. Called somebody a bitch as well. I don't know who that was directed to.
Probably your mantra.
No, he likes me. Don't know why, but he does.
Question. I'm reading from mine. What's an astral dreadnought?
Not sure.
Astral Dreadnought.
Oh, the dread
Starspawn
you
dreadnought.
mentioned. Yeah, that thing.
The what thing?
Starspawn
Starspawn.
dreadnought. There we go.
We fought some Starspawn thing a while back. We were from the Outer Planes.
No, I remember that one. because I helped you kill that kind of blob thing.
You used to summon star spawns, or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you think this god is?
I don't remember. I think it
What do you
potentially
mean
could have
you don't
been.
remember?
I think it's potentially a creation of it. It very well could be similar to those blob things that you've dealt with in the past, and I helped with.
Can I recall exactly what I read in his notes since I read his over?
That's a question to you there, David.
You don't have to have permission to read some of these.
No, I read it. Remember, she had read
Yeah.
it over last night after he had written it.
I'm just going to sit down next to Toso while you're debating this and just go to him. Where are you from originally?
What? Why are you acting weird?
Huh?
Why are you acting weird?
Emma?
Gives you a suspicious look.
I just awkwardly pat him, like, in a way that is definitely not
Wait.
me, just like, nice boy.
Would Alvaro realise it's a suspicious look if she's forgotten Toto? Would she have forgot his facial expressions?
Considering I've just asked him where he's from, I'm thinking, yeah, I've asked him and I've forgotten everything.
When it comes to you reading his book,
Yeah.
there is bits to do with him dying from that thing and the memory that you would have saw in the past. But one thing you'd notice, there's very little in relation to the Dark Weave cartel. There's nothing to do with that.
Okay. But nothing about the potentially of the link she's suggesting between the star spawn and the god. Like there was no assumptions or okay.
He would have wrote down what he thought of the idea that potentially could have been connected to it, but isn't, from what he would believe, a deity. He doesn't believe it's a god, but I think it could be connected to one.
Okay.
So like potentially like an avatar in a way.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, we totally didn't deal with an avatar already.
And a god.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we meet up with these people?
Well, I guess if they were going to escort us in the morning, it's morning now, but I'm guessing they were not here yet. I do have one potion that I want to drink just before we get here.
And I would like to do something before we go as well.
Feel free.
What does your potion do, Mantra? Do you mind sharing?
You don't even know your own name, so if I told you what it did, how would you remember?
Who knows? I might not remember anything.
You don't even remember your own father's name twice now.
So it does. I guess his memory's not come back yet.
I think that was the question.
Oh
to
yeah,
you
what was
there.
his name again?
Demiantis.
And you're saying my father was a Goliath.
Well, adopted father, yeah. What is it you're wishing to do, Malara?
Well, I didn't do my prayer last night, and I kind of want to do it now, before I forget. I'll just go over to this corner while you guys work on other things.
You gonna go cast commune?
Nope. I don't have any spells dealing with praying to the god.
Was it you using?
She's just praying.
Yeah, she's just praying. So every day, she has a ritual where she takes out her items and she gives him a glass of wine.
Okay.
And then she prays to him and speaks to him.
Okay. You spend a personal moment.
And she's praying not to forget anything else, especially what her mission was.
Anybody else want to do anything to prepare?
I look towards my familiar. Does Salvio seem any different at all this morning? Acting strange at all?
Looks at you calm. Sometimes she does glance around. Does this maybe every several minutes or so? It's more like
Yeah.
not so started, more like trying to observe something she feels is there but isn't.
I am going to communicate with it telepathically. Have you noticed anything strange since we've been here?
Since she feels like she's being watched, I can't grasp what it might be.
This is why it turns out half the party's forgotten about Sylvia, but I'm just like... So I just checked in with Silvio, and I get the feeling that she doesn't feel too safe. She's constantly feeling like she's being watched and
You
looking
all
over her
still
shoulders.
continuously feel all the time, ever since you arrived on the island.
Even after we cast Pass Without Trace.
It's still like it still feels like you're being watched.
Like, did we get an hour of not feeling watched?
Never disappeared.
So even with Pass Without a
So
Trace,
even with
we
any
still
magical
felt that.
protection.
Your true sight doesn't reveal anything. There's no scry or arcane eye following you.
Yeah, that's what I've actively been trying to keep an eye out for.
Nothing.
Yeah, because I thought magical tracking could be a way of knowing, talking quietly. Well, let's get up, and I ready my potion that I'm keeping aside. If you spot it, it is. I had a wee thingy of description of it. But as I'm going, I'm saying, I'll just say to Malava, this potion. And it is a small potion with a dense purple liquid that has an ovoid cloud of pink floating in it.
Can I try to recall if I remember something similar to this?
Sure.
Or is this a concoction maybe she has made before?
If you've got
Like,
proficiency or expertise in alchemical kit, alchemical
No, I'm asking if
As-
Mantra, if she potentially maybe she had created this, so maybe she wouldn't be able to identify.
Well, I know what it is.
Right,
It
but you're
lets me.
okay.
It should theoretically
Uh-huh.
allow me to detect people's thoughts nearby.
Oh, I can do that. Well, let me see if I can do that now. I can't remember if I removed it from my list or not.
Second
used
level
to.
spell. A rare potion. Potion of mind reading.
Yeah, looks like I switched it out. Never mind.
Hey, Mantra, look, you're trying to be what I used to be. Reading people's thoughts.
True. I had partially learned the knack of it, but somehow forgot at some point in the past. I
Just to
learned
make
a more
sure.
powerful spell and then didn't use it much after.
Fair. Just to make sure everyone remembers Cyborg, right? And we're going to be doing a competition to try and help Nice.
Yeah, we told him we'd be back
Shit.
today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why are you saying shit?
Because I'm pretty sure so far none of us has mentioned Nice in front of Lara.
Oh.
Who's niece? Mantra?
What, sorry? Oh,
Oh
me?
yeah, Nice,
Yeah,
Nice
who's
was
Nice?
a part of the
part of the
Council of
council.
Winterfell.
Who's niece?
Shut up. Part Council of Winterfell.
Yeah, group you
One we're
mentioned.
doing, the one that we're doing a fucking whole job for.
If you can't trust me with this, how are you going to be able to trust me for the rest of the hunts?
The hunts I can trust you with. You set me free when I don't quite remember exactly what I was on the trip for, but you set me free at that point. I trust you to an extent.
I also killed the guy that tried to kill you.
Exactly. So, I do trust you. But I also was told to keep very particular things quiet.
Well, who's niece and what we're doing that has anything to do with him? We were doing the hunt.
Okay. Since I kind of need to say this now. Malara, or
Mm-hmm.
whoever you are, based on the fact that you seem to have forgot your own name, or from what you told us your own name. If we end up finding out that you're working for someone else to try and spy on us or anything like that, I will make it my job to hunt you down and kill you in the future. I am warning that now. If you give this information to anybody else. We were originally tasked with escorting Nice Valadras to the Glenasari, the long-lost princess, and help her get to the throne. Help her ascend to the throne. So we're trying to kill her mother. That's the whole reason we're trying to win this tournament, is to get into that capital, to get there and dethrone her.
So you're just going to have me sit on the sidelines while you all did that by yourselves?
No.
Didn't actually think that far through at that point yet, because I didn't know if you planned to stay with us after the hunt.
You wanted to kill, then you'd be welcome to.
Exactly. Just I didn't necessarily know if you would be on side with that, or if you're like every other person that was in that kingdom and seemed to like the queen.
I wasn't in that kingdom, if you remember correctly. I was in my own kingdom, which was very peaceful.
Yeah, but you were also taking part in the hunt, and most people that were there were very political and choosing of words on political standings. So I don't know which side of that you potentially fell on. If you were for the Queen or against the Queen. Hence why I didn't really say much about it. That's why I
told
usually
you.
keep my mouth shut.
I told you I was part of a neutral party.
So you're down with murder then, yeah?
Sure, I'll be down with murder.
Woohoo! Political assassination.
Do I remember the overall mission, just not the people involved?
What mission?
The one to do with
Heist?
killing the Queen. The whole reason we
You know
went
you
to
have to go
Glenaside.
to kill somebody, but when you know the target, you don't remember why.
Okay. So that's why? Wait, what? I still don't fully get it. You're trying to kill some queen for some fictional character to
She's not
reign
fictional.
supreme.
That was her daughter.
Yeah, you say that. Shall we get to this mission?
Oh, Farron is so pissed that people are forgetting.
Which one in whisper enters the captain says, you're all awake. Are you ready to leave or do you need time?
Has there been people complaining about forgetting things?
No? What do you mean?
Ah, nothing. I'm just getting a weird case of deja vu every now and then.
Everyone ready?
Mike, speak with
Let's go.
animals still up.
Oh, we'll take maybe a couple of hours to get there. As he leads you all out and leads you to the edge of the village, you are heading further inland. And that's what we're going to call tonight's session. Hey.
Cool.
Actually, I have to write down notes of what we forgot.
Yep, making you guys do a lot of paperwork now. And
Yep.
nobody bothered to check for the items they lost.
I forgot.
I can always replace some minor but
That's fine.
and also in his head, retaining memories right now is more important than a missing pickaxe.
Just wait till you run out of mundane items that you can lose and you have to start having magical items disappear from your inventory. Including vestiges and artifacts.
I wanted to mention that I wanted to keep some items in that hut before we left to the cave.
Hmm?
Just in case the
Well, it
Quote,
might have been
unquote,
ready
God.
though, because it's not a guest hut or anything, it's secure. It's just some of the hunters that are out during the night that live here, so I don't know if it's worth leaving it here or stashing it in a bush somewhere.
Well, let's join us for IGP on Saturday. We are off to Australia. G'day, mate. Okay. But yeah, we're on our way. Championship is still ongoing. We've got 6 races left of this season. We're leading both championships, so let's see how that goes on Saturday. And we're back here Monday for more D&D. We might have another stream come up during the month, during the week. We might do some World of Warcraft streaming, especially when it comes to Phase 2 of Seasons of Discovery being released, because the guild has got BFD on farm, and yeah, we're just having a lot of fun. It's been great. Everyone's enjoying themselves, and we're starting to build a very core and very consistent community within our World of Warcraft guild. Living Flame EU, if you're interested, we are on the Alliance side. It's the guild is the same name of the organization called the Darkreef Cartel. Exactly where it's expired for. I don't
Do
think
you
we
like
have.
collecting rare and powerful items?
Oh no, that was the ruby cartel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're the ones that stole our fucking really good weapons early on that we still all pissed
Yeah.
about.
You have to find them. They are there. You can regain them back, but you've got a lot to do that. Well, until then. Good night, everybody.
Night.
And I
Good night.